Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, and glad you could attend. Step inside, my friends and movie maniacs, as we take a look at The Song of Her, brought to us by writer and director Rodney Fierher, and we get the story of Flora, and it opens up with Flora doing something really mean to another individual, and we start to piece together through some surreal visions and some very creative editing of the events that have led Flora to this moment, as well as her true motivations for doing this dark and extreme act. And that's about as much as I want to say about it. I know it's a little vague, but I don't want to give away too much, because this is one of those films where you've got to experience it, because the director really takes that carrot of curiosity of where you're going and dangles it in front of you and just keeps it just out of reach. But unlike some films, it doesn't stay experimental. The narrative finally comes together and you do get that carrot, and when you eat it, it is very satisfying, just like the ending of this film. I liked how this came together. I was a little worried that it was going to just stay surreal, and I'm like, okay, that's very interesting, but where are you going with this? And luckily, the payoff is there, and let me tell you, it is worth the trip. I loved the visuals that the director did with this, and all the performances by everyone involved, from the individual playing Flora, Yelena Ferreira. I thought she did very well in this character that you think is just this dark and really hardened and being kind of mean person, but then you realize there is depth to her and some emotions as well. You know, she's just not a hard ass. We got Sui Nakashima in here, who was fantastic as well. I mean, wow, the opening scene especially, what they put her character through, I was very impressed and really liked her performance too. And then there's Raven Patterson, who gets this badass role as General Stuart Bailey, and I loved that character, and she was just badass. I wanted to see more of her for sure. And then the character that's really gonna tick you off, but he's supposed to, played by Bruce Herman. Everybody is just in this film, and the approach that they take, like I said, the way he presents the visuals and the narrative may be a little jarring at first, but trust me, it comes together, which very nicely too, and in a kind of an extreme way. Now, there are some scenes of torture in here and some nudity as well, and yeah, things get a little bit intense at the end. So if for the casual ones who might be a little squeamish, it might not be for you. But if you're looking for a very creative approach to a story that is going to start out one way, and by the end of the film it's going to end completely, probably not the way you expected it at all, in a very good way, then The Song of Her is for you. I don't think it's available for public consumption yet, but I'll put as much information as I can down below about this creative short. If you have seen this short, I would love to hear your constructive thoughts on it. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. I've got a lot of great stuff there for reasonable prices. Subscribe here, because we've got a lot more great stuff coming in 2020. I thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.